Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do like a full face try on haul of one brand, which is Chantecaille. I purchased just a few of their things a while ago, before Black Friday and everything, and I just absolutely fell in love with the product, the quality, the company, the packaging, you know, just absolutely everything about it. And I get really excited, as you guys can probably tell. Once I love something, I am like all in. So I went ahead and I purchased a whole bunch of stuff. So I thought I would share with you what I got and, you know, put it on with you and just sort of talk through the things that I've already tried. Some of these things are going to be first impressions because I just haven't gotten a chance to get to them yet. If you're interested in any of that, then just keep on watching. So let's start with the primer. So I'm going to try their Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen SPF 45 primer. A good friend of mine actually recommended this to me, and it was right about the time that I was kind of like discovering this line and wanting to kind of get to know it a little bit better. So I thought, all right, let me give it a shot. And she said, actually her first comment was, it's a lot more liquidy than I thought it was. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it is super duper liquidy. So I'm glad she mentioned that, otherwise I would have been very surprised. I am not up on my sunscreen. I don't know what's chemical and what is physical, so I'll just read off the active ingredients if I can pronounce these. Avobenzone, octinoxate, octisalate, and octocrylene. Those are the 4 ingredients in here that are the sunscreen. And it is very liquidy. I can't even hold up my hand to show you. It has a slight scent. I can't say that it smells good, but it doesn't smell bad, and it's already kind of gone. I'm gonna squirt a little bit more. It has a really smooth, slick kind of texture. If you have oily skin, I do not know if this is gonna be appealing to you. It feels a little bit like oily, it does. And for someone with dry skin, I absolutely love it. This looks really nice on the skin. I don't see any cast. It definitely has like a smoothing effect. So that is the Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen Primer. So I was debating between, they have this Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, and then they have that Future Skin in the pot. And I assumed that this was lighter coverage because this, you know, it's a tinted moisturizer, and that one, because it's in a pot, I just assumed would be a fuller coverage. But my sales associate over at Saks, she told me that this is actually like the foundation. It has a heavier coverage than what's in the jar. She said the jar has actually a very light consistency. It's gel based. It has a dewy finish, which I actually like, but I thought, let me try this. It also has an SPF 15. Let me give this a shot. I also like that it's in a tube. The jar, you know, I'm not totally opposed to it, but it's not my favorite. It's just kind of annoying to use. This is just easier. So this is not a first impression. This I've been using, and I just use my fingers to apply. It's so easy. It's just a really natural, radiant finish. I just really love it. It takes a few minutes though for you to see how flawless your skin looks. It definitely takes a little while for it to kind of set down and do its thing, but once it does, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Feels nice over this primer. Oh, I should mention, I have it in the shade Vanilla, and I've been getting samples of the shade Glow, which is just a hint deeper than Vanilla. And if I'm feeling really high maintenance, I'll use the Glow on my forehead because that's just naturally darker. And sometimes I just like using a darker foundation on my forehead and kind of blending it with a lighter foundation for the rest of my face. Do you see that kind of beautiful radiance? It's a little bit dewier looking to me today, I suspect because of the primer, but I just love how natural and how healthy you look. Next, let's try some concealer. I got the Camouflage Stylo Anti-Fatigue Corrector Pen. So it comes in a really beautiful pen. It has like a camouflage imprint on there, and it's one of those clicky guys. So let me start clicking because we know how long that takes. Finally, I think that was like 50 clicks. All right, so let's try this under the eyes. I'm just gonna use my finger to pat out. It does seem to brighten just a touch there. Very natural. Put some on my eyelid. That looks nice between the two eyes. I like what it's done underneath my eye. Very brightening without being like, you know, too white. I think it's too soon to tell whether or not it's emphasizing lines or doing anything weird, so we'll just have to check on that a little bit later. I'm gonna try it around my nose since that skin gets very red. So I would consider this more of like a concealer versus a corrector. It doesn't have any of the tint to it, like the green or the purple or the peach or anything. Maybe it's a little bit peach, but this is definitely something you could use alone. So far it's, you know, it's beautiful. It's very, very flawless. It blended in really easily. It's very light feeling. It doesn't feel cakey, so I think it's great for under the eyes. And we'll check in a little bit later to see if it, you know, does any weird things. Well, I have some, I was gonna say let's powder, but I have some other cream products, including a liquid highlighter. And this actually I think I've talked about already. This is something I purchased first when I first got into Chantecaille a month or so ago, and this is in the shade Sheen. I also have the Radiance Gel Bronzer, but I also have some bronzer powder, so I don't know if I want to use this today, but here's the Radiance Gel Bronzer. Here's the other liquid highlighter that I purchased. So this is in the colorway Brilliance. So here is Brilliance. So I haven't actually worn this one, but I have taken it out to swatch, and this one has a really beautiful golden sheen to it. And then Sheen, the one that I've had and used, has it's a little bit cooler, and it has like kind of a peachy, that's what's underneath there, kind of a peachier tone. I think I'm going to try the Brilliance since I haven't tried that. So I'm just going to put a little bit right on my fingertip here. So I'm just going to put this right at the tops of my cheekbones here. This reminds me a bit of the Armani Fluid Sheers, but a little bit more creamy and a little bit more toned down, just a hint. The Fluid Sheers are very, or can be very sparkly. This just has like a nice pearlescent sheen. All right, so that was the liquid Lumiere in Brilliance. Now let's move, well, I got a bunch of their kind of like liquidy products. So I have a Chic Gelee, which is a hydrating gel cream blush in Happy. So why don't we put that on too? Why not? I can always put some powder blush over it, but it comes in the same tube, different colors here. These are so cute. I just love these little tubes. And I'm just gonna put some on my middle finger, but I'm just gonna pat some right underneath where I put the highlighter. And this is just the softest kind of pinky peach color. And the texture of this is definitely a little bit more gel, a little bit, there's more like tack to it. Just get the really most beautiful like faint little flush there. You can build this up, but I'm just gonna stop there because I do wanna check out some of the powder blushes. All right, so that's the Cheek Gelee in Happy. I think there's a whole bunch of other shades. All right, so let's go in and powder. I think I'm done with all the cream products for now. So I got the HD Perfecting Powder. So it comes in a really cool, I think they call these the Pebble Compacts, but this is more of like a liquid gunmetal finish, and it has this really soft wave on the cover. It's so pretty. This is what the powder looks like on the inside. Sorry to blind you. Let me go ahead and use this translucent color. I'm going to use my Lumiere powder brush and just go in and lightly tap over the eyes. I think I'm going to bring this just down my T-zone here, especially my nose. And then for the rest of my face, I like to swipe versus tap. So I'm going to just gently swipe that. I think it's like blurred out my skin just a little bit. All right, so they have the HD Perfecting face powder in bronze. So I just used the translucent one. Then they have one called bronze, and then they have compact Soleil bronzers. So the difference basically is if you like to use a little bit like a light contour, you want to get the HD Perfecting Bronze, and that's what I would use as a contour with my skin tone because it is cooler than their Compact Soleil bronzers. So the Compact Soleil bronzer, this is actually one of the first things that I bought at Chantecaille, and I absolutely love it. You guys love it. When I did my first Tom Ford Private Eyeshadows video, I didn't have any foundation on, but I had this on my cheeks, and you guys kept asking me what I had on my cheeks. So this is the Compact Soleil bronzer in Capri, and this is the HD Perfecting Bronzer. So you can see how much more red and peach this is. And then when I mentioned this, a bunch of you said, get the St. Barth's. And it is definitely more of a bronze. So here's Capri, here's the one that I've been using as a blush. Here is St. Barth's, the one that you guys have been recommending as a bronzer. But I wanna hold this up, the St. Barth's, next to the HD bronzer powder. So you see how this is cooler? So their Compact Soleil bronzers definitely have a warmer, like a red undertone to them. And this one, their HD Perfecting Bronze is cooler, and I would definitely use this as a contour. And I'm using a Wayne Goss number 13 brush. Just gonna place this where I would normally contour. It's very subtle. Okay, there is the HD bronzer on. All right, so now I'm gonna try this Compact Soleil bronzer in St. Barth's, the ones that you guys recommended to me. So I'm gonna use this all over because it just looks so pretty. I'm gonna use my Tom Ford bronzer brush. Oh, I love it. You guys were right. I love how that just warms up my entire face without looking really obvious. That is so lovely. I love that. All right. So I just dug my finger into Capri right there. Since I've used this 1,000 gazillion times already, I'm gonna try something else. So yesterday I actually went to Saks and I got 2 of their Chic shades. These are in their pans. And I got Cheer and Laughter. Let me show them to you. I think I'm gonna use this one. This one is Cheer. It's more nude. And Laughter is a really pretty kind of like pink color. So here is Laughter. So this is much brighter. I'm gonna start with Cheer, and I'm gonna use my Real Techniques powder blue brush. God, their powders just blend so seamlessly. So there is Cheer. Cheer has a little bit of like a satin finish to it, and same with Laughter, this other powder blush that I got. There's like a little bit of a kind of satiny sheer finish to it. I think I am gonna pop a little bit of the Laughter right on my cheekbones just to kind of give me a little bit of a flush there. All right, so, oh my gosh, what else? I really lost my mind. Oh, so here is the piece. This is limited edition for this holiday season, and this is their highlighter, and they're calling it the Les Paillettes highlighter, and it comes in this curiously thick packaging. I'm not sure why it's this bulky, but it has, again, that kind of like liquid gunmetal finish, and this is the Paillettes highlighter. Isn't that pretty? It has like little paillettes in there. I think Chanel, I feel like Chanel did something like that. And there's an overspray on top of this. So I am going to, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the overspray. I think I'm just gonna try and rub it away with my finger. Oh, it comes off pretty quickly. Okay. So there's like a light pink and a more golden section. I think I'm gonna just swirl them both together. My favorite highlighter brush needs to be washed, so I'm gonna use a different one. Actually, what I think I'll use is my Surratt smoky eye brush. This is the Grand, the largest size. Let me actually, even though these are not my favorite, I'm gonna try a fan brush. I definitely like swirling both of the colors together. I think the gold is too gold, and this pink section is a little bit too light for me, so I like the two together. This is a nice highlighter. This is very beaming. Oh, you know what? I just realized I did not get any of their eyebrow products. So I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows with the Hourglass arch pencil that I've been using a lot lately, and I'll be right back. All right, I filled in my eyebrows a bit. So let's get into eyeshadow. This is actually the absolute first thing I ever bought from Chantecaille, and I purchased this last year, maybe the year before. But this is the La Chrome Luxe Eye Duo in Grand Canal. It's very, very pretty. It's very glittery. So I don't use it very often. So I kind of went berserk and created my own custom palette, and I even have some extras laying around. But anyway, we're going to start with what I have in this palette. So this is their MA palette, and then they have other sizes. They have smaller sizes. You can get like a single compact to fit one, or you can get, I just looked this up and I forget already, but I think you can get a palette that fits 3 across, and it comes with one of their brushes, which is quite lovely actually. So I have been dying to dig in. Let me go ahead and actually apply them to my eyes. So I'm going to take a blending brush, and I'm going to take this first matte color, which is in the shade Sesame, and they call their matte shades the lasting eye shade. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid. And then next I think I'm going to try and I'm going to deepen up my crease area with this shade, which is Patchouli. I take a smaller blending brush and go into Patchouli, bring that into my crease area. And then next, I'm going to go into this beautiful color right next door to Patchouli. This is Chocolat. It's an iridescent shade. So it has a brown base, but it's very warm, and there's a bit of red in there. I am going to start at the outer V and kind of blend that in. All right, and then next I'm going to go into this shade, which is called Cell, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my eye. And I'm just using like an e.l.f. blending brush. I just accidentally dipped that brush into another color, so I'm actually going to use the brush that comes with the palette. I think this is the best brush that I've ever gotten that has come with a palette, hands down. This is an excellent brush. So I'm going to go into this color over here, which is Titanium, and this is another matte shadow. It's their lasting finish, and I'm just going to run this across my upper lash line. This shade is definitely more of like a demi-matte versus a full-on matte. And then I'm going to smudge some along my lower lash line. And then what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into this highlighter palette and just brighten up the inner lid. Oh, you know, I got one of their mermaid eye colors in Seashell. Oh, I really wanted to try this. I kind of forgot about it. But this is the one that comes in the little pot. Let me at least just swatch this for you. There's the mermaid shade there. So, so pretty. So I got the Fossil's Longest Lash Mascara. This is their mascara that claims to grow your lashes, which I kind of need. So let me give this a shot. Again, in that beautiful kind of liquid gunmetal finish. So I've got my Surratt eyelash curler. I'm just going to go ahead and curl. So it has like a natural hair bristle brush and nothing fancy. It's like a very normal kind of like mid-sized brush. Not too big, not too small. Not bad. I like the texture. It's not too loose and runny, but it's not too goopy either. It's like a very kind of straight up mascara. This mascara may be the first mascara that does not smell like house paint or gasoline to me. So there's the mascara. I will definitely report back to see if my lashes grow anymore with these, but that is its claim. A few of you mentioned that you love the Lip Chics, which is one of the formulas from Chantecaille, and this is a glossy lipstick with a new light texture and plumpy effect, easily applied for brilliant finish. So I got it in shades. This is Ceylon. This is like a deep, earthy, reddish brown color. And I also got it in Sorry Rose. And this is like a really beautiful nude peach color. So I think I'm going to do the Sorry Rose since I have a smokier eye. What a beautiful texture. Well, it's definitely comfortable. It is definitely on the sheer side. That's nice. And I also purchased a lip gloss because I'm a lip gloss junkie. And I got this in the color Modern. And this is a beautiful kind of peachy color with some shimmer in there. Let me see if I can swatch. And it has like a little brush applicator versus a doe foot. That is Modern. I don't think you can see that. I'm just gonna put that right on top. Give it a little extra gloss there. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of all over the place crazy video, but I just really love this line. I've just really fallen in love with it and just wanted to share my love of it with you. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.